Long ago, in a peaceful African village surrounded by tall palm trees and wide green fields, there lived a powerful king named King Obadike. His kingdom, known as Umudara, was famous for its brave warriors, hardworking farmers, and joyful festivals that filled the air with drums and dancing. But above all the treasures of the kingdom, there was one jewel that everyone admired, Princess Adanna, the king's only daughter. Princess Adanna was known throughout the land for her beauty and grace. Her smile was as warm as the morning sun, and her kindness made the people of Umudara love her deeply. As she grew older, many young men from far and near began to dream of marrying her. Soon, the palace became crowded with suitors. Warriors arrived with their spears and shields, boasting about their strength. Hunters came wearing the skins of animals they had killed, telling stories of their bravery. Wealthy traders came with gifts of gold, beads, and fine cloth, hoping their riches would win the princess's heart. Before long, the men began arguing among themselves. Each one believed he was the most deserving to marry the princess. One warrior shouted that he was the strongest man in the land. Another claimed that his wealth could build 10 palaces for the princess. A famous hunter swore that no man alive had faced danger as many times as he had. Their voices grew louder and louder until the palace courtyard turned into a place of quarrel and pride. At last, King Obadike rose from his throne. He lifted his royal staff and struck it firmly against the ground. The sound echoed across the courtyard, and immediately the crowd fell silent. The king looked at the men before him and spoke with authority. "My daughter will not be given to a man because of loud words or shining gifts," he said. "A husband for the princess must prove his strength, courage, and discipline." The men listened closely as the king continued. "In 7 days, a great wrestling competition will be held in the village square. Any man who wishes to marry my daughter must enter the contest. The man who defeats all others and remains standing shall win the hand of Princess Adanna." Excitement spread across the kingdom like wildfire. For 7 days the village prepared for the greatest contest it had ever seen. The wrestling arena was cleared in the center of the square, and people traveled from distant villages to witness the event. On the morning of the competition, the air was alive with the sound of drums and singing. Women dressed in bright wrappers gathered around the arena, while children climbed trees and rooftops to get a better view. The warriors rubbed palm oil on their bodies and stamped their feet on the red earth, ready for battle. Among the many competitors, 3 men quickly stood out. The first was Okari the giant, a massive warrior known throughout the region for his incredible strength. People said no man had ever defeated him in wrestling. The second was Chinedu the lion hunter, a fearless man whose courage had saved many villages from dangerous animals. The third contestant was someone no one expected. He was a quiet young man named Obina, the son of a poor farmer. Unlike the others, Obina did not boast or show off his strength. He stood calmly at the edge of the arena, watching and waiting. When the contest began, the matches were fierce and thrilling. Okari the giant crushed his opponents one after another, throwing them into the dust as if they weighed nothing. The crowd roared every time he stepped into the arena. Chinedu the lion hunter fought with speed and skill, defeating strong warriors with clever movements that left the spectators amazed. Round after round, the contestants were eliminated. Eventually, only 3 men remained: Okari the giant, Chinedu the lion hunter, and the quiet farmer Obina. The first match was between Okari and Chinedu. The 2 powerful men collided with tremendous force. They pushed, twisted, and struggled like 2 angry bulls fighting for dominance. For a moment it seemed that neither would win. But then Chinedu lost his balance for a brief second. That moment was enough. Okari lifted him into the air and slammed him onto the ground with a thunderous crash. The crowd erupted with cheers. Now only 2 men remained: Okari the giant, and the quiet farmer, Obina. Many people laughed when Obina stepped forward. "How can a farmer defeat a giant?" they whispered among themselves. Even Okari laughed loudly. But when the drums began again and the match started, something unexpected happened. Okari charged forward with all his strength, trying to grab his opponent. Yet Obinna moved with calm and control, slipping away again and again. The giant grew frustrated. Then, in one swift moment, Obinna used Okari's own strength against him. With a clever turn of his body, he flipped the giant over his shoulder. Okari crashed heavily into the red earth. For a moment, the entire arena fell silent. Then the crowd exploded with shock and excitement. The humble farmer had defeated the strongest warrior in the kingdom. King Obadike stood up from his throne, amazed by what he had witnessed. "Young man," the king said, "you have defeated the greatest warriors of this land. Tell me, where does your strength come from?" Obinna bowed respectfully. "My king," he replied softly, "true strength is not only in the body. It comes from patience, discipline, and humility." The king nodded with satisfaction. Then he turned to Princess Adanna. "My daughter, do you accept this man as your husband?" The princess stepped forward with a gentle smile. She had watched the contest closely, and she had seen something greater than strength in Obinna. She had seen humility. "Yes, father," she said. The drums began to thunder once more as the villagers celebrated.